Welcome into the Meltdown. There's only 2 days left until we get to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Early reactions after the film's premiere have been strong, but is the hype real, or are people just absolutely glossy-eyed over the fact that they got a chance to see it early? We'll discuss our X-Men-lations instead of expectations. I think I messed X-Mentations. How's that? Not any better. Maybe I am a Joey. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, they will be the subject of the next Lunce's list. Which 5 of their non-superhero movies meet the John Lunsford standard? And today we will have our very first Meltdown draft as we look at the very best sweet treats that exist and try to recruit the perfect team of tantalizing taste. It's all happening right here on the Meltdown, presented by MyBookie, broadcasting live from the Culver studio.
2 big boys in a tiny studio, teaching you and me about everything they know that makes sound a meltdown. It's the meltdown, time for the meltdown, coming for the meltdown. Let's start the show.
Welcome in, all of you lovely Meldonians here, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, every single day for the live show. We appreciate you making us a part of your daily routine as we're looking to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the summer season, and we need your help. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead, hit that button for us. We are almost to our goal, and we're looking to get there hopefully very, very soon as we're all awaiting another fun fall filled with college football. We've been playing the college football game all week long last week. It was our biggest week ever, and we appreciate everyone who made it such a success. But here we are on a Tuesday, a couple of days before we get to Deadpool and Wolverine. The Wolverine to my Deadpool, or the Deadpool to my Wolverine, that is Mr. John Lunsford, who's over there, having more of a Superman-type hair day. What's going on here with the Krypton look?
I don't know. I gel my hair sometimes, and I try to comb it back, and for some reason a little fell down today, and I didn't realize it until it had definitely hardened, and I looked in the mirror about 3 hours into the day, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going with that look today because I cannot get it out of my way. So
this is the first time I've seen you excited for James Gunn's Superman movie. This is the first time. No. Why?
Even more of a hard pass after watching Twisters, because that dude was...
Why do you hate so many things before you see them?
Because it's America. Am I right? Okay.
Twisters didn't play a role in it for me, but I'm not looking forward to James Gunn's Superman. That looks awful.
I mean, Twisters really did not change my opinion. I was already pretty down on it beforehand, and he was just kind of there in Twisters, honestly. But
yeah,
he wasn't a lead role or anything. He was a side character.
That's why I said he was just there.
He just happened to be there. But David Cornsweet, is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, a couple years from now, I may look back and be like, oh, man, I can't believe I didn't know who David Cornsweet was. But he does look
like... I didn't know
like...
who he was until he was announced as Superman.
He does look like a sort of retread of Henry Cavill a little bit. The comparisons are going to be there. Henry Cavill was over with a lot of people, even the people that did not like Man of Steel. I didn't like Man of Steel. Even the people who didn't like Batman v Superman. I didn't like Batman v Superman.
I like Henry Cavill as Superman. Just that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that even the people that didn't like Justice League and every version of it, they liked Henry Cavill as Superman.
The individual pieces I didn't really think were bad across the board. I mean, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman was good. Ben Affleck was okay.
I didn't
Henry Cavill worked
at all.
You didn't like what?
Man of Steel at all.
We're talking about
saying the individual.
The
people they chose to play the superhero.
Gotcha.
Like that wasn't necessarily bad.
On paper, everything makes sense, right?
Even putting Zack Snyder's name on it wasn't that bad until it actually came out, and then I was like, well,
all right, fair enough.
Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, I believe Nicholas Hoult is going to be so much better, though. I feel like it's going to be a better
not a Nicholas Hoult person.
Why?
He is somebody I cannot get behind. I do not know why.
He's in the X-Men movies. He plays Beast.
The 2 downgrades to me in the X-Men movies were him and Jennifer Lawrence from Kelsey Grammer and Rebecca Romijn.
I feel like you and your wife share almost every bit of celebrity sort of vibe that's currently going on. You both trend celebrities in the same direction all the time. Is it because y'all have these conversations at home all the time?
I don't know, because she's like obsessed with like she could not stop looking at the Joker trailer today and being like, I mean, Mia Goth would do this better. Mia Goth would do that better. And I was like, I'm not necessarily on that train, so I'm not gonna. We don't 100% agree.
As someone who's seen all the Maxine films, no,
absolutely.
Now, do I think she could be?
I like those movies.
Now, hold on. Do I think she could be a good Harley Quinn in some aspect of playing that character? Not in this world, but like in some aspect of playing that character. Sure, I can see that. But she
just wants more Maxine movies.
She has it in her mind. That's who should be Harley Quinn moving forward because Margot Robbie's not going to be it. So like, she got it in her mind somehow. I'm sure she heard some blog out there is like, hey, that's somebody that's rumored for if they ever do another Suicide Squad, and it's been stuck in her head.
We all have our people we champion. There's no doubt about that. We all have our favorites, and that's great.
Also, I champion Lady Gaga. She really doesn't like Lady Gaga much anymore. So
right, she sold her stock, but. It feels like you have people that you actively root against in cinema, including the guy who
we all do, really and truly.
Who do you think would be mine?
I don't know, but I imagine they exist out there.
I mean, but I could list off 10 of yours, is what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't list off one of mine.
I'm honest with people.
I will go.
If I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you I don't like you.
I got you, but you don't. I never hear any reasoning of why you don't necessarily like them. Like I just feel like it's sometimes
I just don't like their face. I don't know.
Some sort of bias. Why don't you like Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell is an incredible Hallmark actor, and look, that has a role in the universe.
You can't stop taking.
Could the argument be made that he is the biggest box office draw currently working today?
The argument could be made. I would very much probably like to argue against that, but the argument could be made.
That is honest, and I appreciate that, John. I appreciate it very much because he's dominating the box office currently. Had a smash hit with Anyone But You. Is that what it was called? Anyone But You? Yes. With Sydney Sweeney and Hitman.
I'd still say Sydney Sweeney is what got a lot of butts in the seats, including the people in the studio. But
it was led by both of them, and to give Glenn Powell no credit is insane. And you liked that movie more than I did.
I'm just saying, if Sydney Sweeney was not in that and it was some no-name, not as many people would have gone to have seen that.
I agree Sydney Sweeney is also a draw, but more people are talking about Twisters and Immaculate for a reason.
I'm just saying, well, yeah, that's not saying much. If you want to get into debating horror movies, then
more people are talking about Glenn Powell than Sydney Sweeney for a reason.
What we need is Glenn Powell in a horror movie and see if it works.
Let's move on from all of this. I've got a question about this, and it's going to start a little bit of a conversation here that maybe we weren't prepared to get into. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is going to be made available on Xbox Game Pass beginning Wednesday. Mm-hmm. This is just before the Season 5 launch. At some point in our lives, all three of us really liked first-person shooters and really liked the Call of Duty franchise. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are we all there?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Where did things go awry? Because I remember during the early days of COVID, John, when we'd have long gaming sessions, when we were in quarantine and isolated and the world was crazy. It's gotten even crazier somehow. But when the world was at peak crazy with COVID, we played a lot of, what was it called?
Warzone.
Call of Duty Warzone. And I wasn't necessarily very good at it. You were better than me, but you weren't great at it. And we played hours upon hours of that because it was the hot thing at the moment to play. It was free to download and all that. But yet, I don't really look back at that time as being a game that I really enjoyed, even though we spent long hours playing it. When was the last time you thoroughly enjoyed a Call of Duty game and experience, and why did you sour on it the way that me and Tyler have soured on it?
2019 Modern Warfare remake was the last thing they made.
I'm gonna go back to the original Modern Warfare 2. Was probably the last time I truly, really enjoyed playing Call of Duty.
Dang, so you didn't even like Black Ops 2?
Was never a Black Ops guy across the board. I was more of a Modern Warfare guy.
I was more of a Black Ops fan.
Call of Duty 4
was too, Tim.
Call of Duty 4, which was the original Modern Warfare, I liked because it brought it more to present day as opposed to the original Call of Duty games were more like, World War I, World War II, that aspect. And so I liked the modern aspect of it, and then Modern Warfare 2 kind of took it to another level. And then I kind of fell out at that point. I think part of it is I switched into primarily PC gaming, and those are very much, they started out as PC-only games, like the original Call of Duty, but then it switched to, I think with the 360, Call of Duty 3 was one of the first games that came out for the 360, and it, I I don't know that it really worked, but then Modern Warfare 2 kind of brought it to where, hey, consoles are it. And then I feel like consoles have been it. Like the Call of Duty Pro League now is played on consoles as opposed to PC. And I feel like it doesn't have much of a PC audience. Now I think Warfare does. I think Warfare brought the Battle Royale aspect because Fortnite is much bigger on PC. PUBG is more popular on PC.
And Warfare was so much more of a stripped down experience where you didn't have...
And if you're not a Battle Royale person, then, I mean, if you don't like Fortnite, if you don't like PUBG, if you don't like those Apex Legends, then... Warfare is just, Warzone. Good Lord. Warzone is just the Call of Duty version of that. So if you're wanting to play just the 5v5 or 4v4, 6v6, whatever, quick games, then you just go play a normal Call of Duty and you don't necessarily get into Warzone. I think the only reason we really played Warzone is because
the Gulag.
Not necessarily the Gulag, but I think
spent a lot of time in the Gulag there in Warzone.
It was the only game we could get. No, we all did. It's the only game we could get 4 people to consistently play.
Yeah.
Because you had games you like. I have games I like. There's a little overlap. We have friends that we have a little overlap with again. But Warzone was the best, like, happy medium across the board. And you had a friend that was very good at it that could kind of help carry us a little bit.
All he plays is first-person shooters. That's it.
See, that's all I play too, but I don't on console. And so I started trying to play on PC, but my PC at the time didn't run Warzone real well, so I had to come back to my Xbox, and I just wasn't as good at it. But I very much enjoy games like Halo, and Halo and Call of Duty are just 2 very different games, despite the fact that they're both first-person shooters. And if they ever came out with a Battle Royale Halo, which I feel like they teased for a long time, and maybe they've added it to Infinite, I hadn't played in like a year, but that's something I would be more into, only because it's Halo. And so if it's like, well, everybody's doing the Battle Royale thing, I'll play Halo because of that. And I feel like that's a happy medium we may could also come to at some point, but we just played Warzone because it was there and because it was the height of Warzone because everybody's at home during COVID playing Warzone.
Are you going to download Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 now that
I never played the original Modern Warfare 3.
So the original Modern Warfare 3 it's pretty solid. It's not as beloved as Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1, but it's still well regarded amongst those.
They're just remaking the old games from before. They're just remaking Modern Warfare 2 and remaking Modern Warfare 3.
Leaving out the levels you know the games by.
In that case, why are you selling the games the same game but making it different? Why don't you just make a new game?
I played Black Ops 2 like...
Modern Warfare 4, because I think they stopped at 3, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Make a Modern Warfare 4 now.
I threw in Black Ops 2
then
a
they
few
did
months
like
ago.
Infinite and Advanced
and Ghost and all that stuff, yeah.
Oh.
Black Ops 2 still has a pretty good community
because they never resolved it.
I'm going to stop trying to talk about Black Ops 2. Okay, producer Tyler's here with us. Hey, I want to ask you about this. You went to a screen unseen last night.
I don't know why I want Tyler to put his Russian hat on there and just say, no, remember, no Russian, and act that out.
Yes. You went to go see.
If you know, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know how to have a conversation here. I've been trying multiple ways. Screen unseen last night. You went to one. What was it?
Yes, I did. It was Kneecap. It is a biopic about an Irish rap group that has the same name. And
is Michael Fassbender in this?
Yes, Michael Fassbender is in it.
Tyler said there were a lot of disappointed older people in the theater that were not expecting this to be the screen unseen.
I've never seen the age demographic this high in a screen unseen. They were expecting Fabulous Four with Susan Sarandon and Bette Midler. And then they got a vulgar Irish rap group that deals drugs and supports the IRA.
Tyler had more fun watching the crowd than he did watching the movie. So
I had fun with both.
Tyler was all about it. Okay, so you recommend it though. What was your final grade? A 4 out of 5?
Yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5. This is the best musical biopic I've seen this year, easily.
Not saying much, but
it's not saying much. But this was funny the whole way through. It was.
What was the best before that? Bob Marley.
Yeah, probably Bob Marley. I gave that a 3 or a 3.5. I really enjoyed that one.
Okay, the Joker trailer's out. It is a musical. Everyone needs to be made aware of this, so that way...
I still feel like there's just a little... If you really pay attention, you could tell it's a musical, but I feel like the average person that's just casually watching this trailer is still not knowing that.
I'm not going to get on to you for having that assessment because you're right. They are hiding it in the marketing a little bit, trying to make sure that it is successful. They hid that Wonka was a musical, and that was Warner Brothers, and they're trying to do the same thing with Joker, and it's probably going to lead to very similar results if I had to guess. Joker 2, we got the latest trailer today. We've got Lady Gaga featured more prominently as Harley Quinn in this trailer. We get a little bit of the story. We know that there's a trial of the century sort of feel. It doesn't look like things maybe go Arthur's way early, but he has maybe a plan B. And the chemistry between Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix is going to be what either helps this sail or it's going to end up causing it to sink. It's the chemistry between those two. They're leaning heavily into that. The performances, the musical performances. We know Lady Gaga is amazing as a musician. I mean, she is right there in contention with most talented female artists today with her range and what she's able to do. Acting has been a little bit more hit or miss for her. Some of her roles that she's taken on haven't become what she probably hoped they would become. A Star is Born, I think, is still peak Lady Gaga on screen. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget Bradley Cooper, who obviously her and Bradley Cooper have a great working relationship together. Bradley Cooper was a big-time producer on the first Joker movie, and I have a feeling he's back for Joker 2 as a producer. I haven't looked and confirmed that, but I have a feeling that the reason that she's able to come into this and feel so at home and probably blow some audiences away is going to be because of those relationships that she's already fostered. And I think that we are set up for what could be an Academy Award nominated performance from Lady Gaga. Joaquin Phoenix already won the Oscar for playing Arthur Fleck. I don't think he's going to win the Oscar again for the same role, but Lady Gaga may be the one that gets the biggest push going into award season. Just based on what I'm seeing here from the trailer alone, I think all the potential is there for this to be an awards contender. It is going to be a film that is going to be making its debut at the Venice Film Festival. That is where the original Joker won the Golden Lion in 2019. Joker Folie Deux is in theaters October 4th. John, I don't want to ask if you're hot or cold right now on Joker, but are you as in fuego as I am on this property with the sequel to what was supposed to be the standalone 2019 Joker movie?
Well, I think we know no matter what my opinion is, I'm not as in fuego quite as you are, but
it's my most anticipated of the year.
I did like this trailer better than the first one. I know those first, teasers, trailers, whatever you officially want to call it. I don't know what they officially called the first one. Was more of just kind of a setting the scene for what it will be. And I think they missed on the, hey guys, it's a musical aspect. I did jazz hands for a reason.
I was going to say, when you do jazz hands, it doesn't help sell it.
I'm just telling you, that's what it's going to be like if you didn't know. This one does a little more because there's a quick bit of Joaquin singing in this one to where it's like, oh, he's actually singing. It's not just like the music in the background. It's not just even because after the first one, I feel like the people who knew it's musical was like, well, they're all going to be like dream sequences and stuff. And I think this proved that it's not necessarily the case because he was singing just is at Arkham Asylum, I assume. So like at Arkham, he's just singing, just standing there. So I hope that little bit, it's just like a quick second, but I hope that kind of helps push that forward a little bit. There's two people. I mean, the two main people aside, obviously, but there's two people that interest me. One is Zazie Beetz, who is still completely absent. I mean, I don't think she was in the first. I just watched her at one time, but
is she attached to this cast?
She is. What? The only three people that are actually listed, I think, as like cast members with names and everything attached to them are Lady Gaga, Joaquin Phoenix, and her, because it's kind of left. Did she get killed? Did he kill her? Did he not? It's kind of like a dream sequence in the first one or whatever. And then Brendan Gleeson popping up in this one, and he's somebody who's been good, been nominated before. I don't think he's ever won an Oscar.
I don't think so.
Maybe he has, but he has been nominated. So. But he kind of popped up more in this. I didn't even know he was in this, to where it's like that's one from like a supporting standpoint, because those two will be, main actors. I'm interested to see what he's like in this movie because he's somebody I do like overall, and could be an interesting add to this movie.
When it's all said and done, which one do you think is the more violent movie, Joker 2 or Deadpool and Wolverine?
Very different violence.
Very different.
But overall, more violent Deadpool because it's just over the top. They're trying to make it more violent. This will have more meaningful violence, as in when people die, it means something. Yeah. And at Deadpool, there's going to be all kind of random TVA soldiers that get killed and stuff we've just seen in the trailers.
Joker will be more
that you're not going to care
disturbing.
about. Yeah, and Deadpool movies in general, I'd say, have been more violent than Joker was, but everything in Joker was more shocking, was worse for like people who don't like violence for me to watch as opposed to watching Deadpool because Deadpool's like, yeah, it's kind of goofy. But with
build
Joker,
up to the violence.
There's like shocking violence and stuff that's like, ooh, wow, I'm surprised they did that. And it kind of does shock you.
I would put the original Joker in contention for having the best shooting scene in the history of cinema.
The talk show scene at the end?
Correct. I thought it was so dramatically captured, and the build-up and the monologue and the back and forth and everything was just electric. And in the theater watching it for the first time, people were on the edge of their seats.
I did feel like it was going to happen, though. I wasn't like, oh my God, I cannot believe he did that. It's like, I can kind of believe he did that.
They show you, they foreshadow that he's there with the gun on the set. You just don't know whether or not he's going to be... Because
like,
at the time, this was looked at as not being a franchise, but a one-off. Is he going to
me, the most
commit murder?
Shocking shooting scene ever is The Departed.
That's up there.
And to me, the shock...
shooting scene in The Departed?
We pull the microphone down, Tyler. You're like talking into the bottom of it.
My bad.
One day, Tyler's going to walk in and go, John, you get what you can deserve.
Probably. The shocking adds to the like memorableness of it, if that makes sense, because like it stays with you more as opposed to like, and I'm not saying that wasn't impactful. I mean, it was a good scene, but
you've seen that scene once in your life, right?
The Murray
Joker, the Joker.
I watched
Murray
Joker a couple times.
You've seen it a couple times.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was a movie you revisited.
I mean, I have revisited mostly when
that's
this one was like fully like, hey, it's happening. I went back and rewatched it.
There's only one thing I wish they would have done differently in that scene, and that is have Murray's assistant run towards the desk.
Mark Maron.
Yeah. Instead of him just disappearing and we never... Because the whole time he's like, I'm calling the police, you know.
He's somebody I wouldn't mind seeing in this movie. Like with the trial and
testifying
everything.
And stuff. Yeah. That would be great. So, as mentioned, this week, the biggest movie of the year opens up. Deadpool and Wolverine is set to smash some box office records with some attitude. The first reactions are calling it bloody fun and the biggest, boldest, and most badass MCU film since Infinity War and Endgame. Let's discuss some of the stars' best work previously here on Lunz's list.
Sorry, I'm going. Ah!
What is this? What is this? Nonsense, this, nonsense, this, oh. What is this? What is this? Nonsense, this, nonsense, this, oh. Long since this goodbye, long since this goodbye, long since this goodbye, long since this goodbye.
Alrighty, John. If you were to combine the filmographies of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, which 5 non-comic book movies are your favorite? Because if we were to go through the comic book movies that were your favorite, or if we were to just include all of their filmographies, it would be dominated a lot by X-Men and Deadpool and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, Logan would be the easy one.
Logan would be right there.
Here.
So which 5 non-comic book movies are your favorite from Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds? So, Green Lantern is not allowed.
Let me also say the only Denis Villeneuve or English movie that I have not seen is Prisoners, because I ran this list by Rocky, and I was just curious to see how many of these he had seen, because I feel like they do very mainstream movies for the most part. And he's like, well, Prisoners has to be number 1. I have not seen Prisoners, so
I really like Prisoners. You will not like it.
It is one I very much want to see. It has a lot of good people in it, and it has my favorite director doing it. Just for some reason, it's one I have not seen. The thing that really made me want to see it more than anything was the Batman, because of Paul Dano. But Dano, it's Dano, right? Dano, not Dano.
Paul Dano is what I've always called him.
I don't know why I thought
Paul
it was
Dano.
I thought it was Dano as well.
I feel like after the Batman, or no, it was because he was nominated for an Oscar, I think, for the Fablemans.
Paul Dano.
I think
Paul Dano.
He came out and had to tell everybody, like, it's Dano, like pretend like there's a Y or something in there.
Dano,
anyway,
then.
Doesn't matter. He's not part of this list because I ain't seen Prisoners. Let's move on. Number 5. I came up with 10 pretty quickly. I wrote down, and then I went through the filmographies, and I don't think I missed anything. Maybe I did, but I came up with 10. So
I can't really react until we get the whole 5.
I'm just saying, like, I definitely, it's not just like, well, I had to do 5 and I kind of stopped, because then you have to drop all the X-Men movies. You have to drop Deadpool. You have to drop Blade. Like, Blade Trinity of the Blade movies, actually, I probably like the most. I may be in the minority in that, but I actually probably liked it the most. But that's a comic book movie, so I can't count that. I'm not a big Blade person in general. Obviously, I don't like the violent
Is that you
movies.
being angry or are you sneezing?
Oh, I'm just you like Blade Trinity the most?
That's you being angry.
Yes.
Got it.
I don't really care for Blade in general. I will very much like it more with Mahershala Ali if it ever exists.
It may never
It may never exist.
Tyler, I'm worried Tyler's having a very, very negative reaction here.
Wesley Snipes is cool.
Let's get Tyler on camera.
Yeah, he is cool, and he's so much cooler than the other ones. Oh, Blade Trinity sucks. Please, no one ever watch that.
John loves X-Men 3, The Last Stand.
I do.
More than X2 and more than, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know about more than X2. That's crazy.
Okay.
But
I mean, overall, I very
Last
much
Stand
like-
is definitely the weakest one, but I didn't hate it.
Overall, I very much like the prequels better than the original ones.
Oh, I agree with that.
But of the original three, I like the third one the best. Anyway, hey, Triple H also played Trinity.
Let's get to number 5.
I forgot what I even had number
While
5.
John gets to number 5, I'm going to tell you about the Dental Dream Team there at Alabama Dental Associates. Dr. Jeff and Dr. Brian on Grants Mill Road. They have extremely flexible office hours for you. They're open until 7 o'clock tonight. You can make an appointment with them and see them after work. Your 9 to 5 shouldn't get in the way of your dental cleanings. 205-956-8977. They will work with you on your schedule. They've got Friday office hours. They've got Saturday office hours. There is no reason to put off those dental cleanings with the team at Alabama Dental Associates. All the latest advancements in dental healthcare technology. You'll find all the latest gadgets and gizmos in there as you're taking care of your health in the best way possible. And you're going to feel better about not putting it off month after month after month and getting on that regular schedule where you're able to meet with the dental professionals of Dr. Jeff and Dr. Brian and the friendliest staff in town. Visit them online at alabamadental.com or once again, call them as they're accepting new patients now at 205-956-8977 as they look forward to seeing you. All right, number 5.
We lost our black marker somewhere, so I'm going to go blue today.
EG stole it, never brought it back.
Well, that explains
EG
a lot.
never brought it back. What a
Real
thief.
Steel. That was the robot boxing, right?
It was.
If they'd called this thing Rock'em Sock'em Robots, it would have made probably millions more because people would have gone, oh, okay, I know what this is. But it was really good. It's a really good movie.
It is a really good movie for what it is.
EG, does EG have our marker back or did she? I know, but you don't show everybody what
Don't
your
show
draft
us.
list is.
Did you take our black marker?
Did you steal our black marker? EG.
Thank you. Real Steel was good. I thought the CGI in it for a movie, it's been almost 15 years probably since that movie. It was pretty good. Good heartfelt story in it. I feel like it's a movie that on the surface, when you see it and see the premise of it and see just various aspects of it, that it's okay. You
Come on in.
Yeah,
This ain't your first rodeo, EG. You know, we're very relaxed in here.
Yes, yes.
Just on the surface, I feel like people look at it and be like, that looks like a goofy kids movie or something. But like, no, it's actually a pretty legit boxing movie. I mean, it's
good. It's got twists and turns. It's got family drama. It's
outside of the Rocky Creed series, I mean, one of the better boxing movies out there. I can't, honestly, I'm not a big boxing movie fan necessarily outside of those, but
Jake Gyllenhaal's Southpaw is really
Southpaw
good.
was solid.
Okay,
we
so
know where I stand on that.
Real Steel at number 5. A strong
Why do you
start
think
to
I
the
haven't
list.
seen Prisoners? Anyway.
Catch me up here on list.
So these are movies you haven't seen that we really enjoy. No, I'm
Okay,
kidding.
awesome.
No. This is if you take Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and you combine their filmographies and you take out the superhero movies, which ones speak to John Lunsford?
Okay,
If
awesome.
there's a single one on this list you've seen, please
The
tell us.
Proposal, I hope, is on here.
Ooh, look at that.
That is
Throwing out a possible contender.
that is a Ryan movie.
Real Steel, would it be a movie that a sequel could work with? I think yes.
Yeah, I think so. I
I
mean,
think yes.
yeah.
It's
Yes.
good.
All right.
Number 4.
Hold on, I got a lot of tabs open. All right, number 4. Still not gonna use black for this one.
I was looking through Ryan Reynolds' filmography, and honestly, a lot weaker than you would assume.
See, I kind of knew it was weak.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's weak. It is weaker though than you would think it is.
Than you would think.
And I'll be honest. There's a lot of
Name
movies.
is.
There's a lot of movies with him because somebody's made a comment, and I think I gotta look it up. Yeah. So there's a lot of movies with him he makes cameos in that you would think you could put on this list, but I didn't because the vast majority of them he's uncredited. So like,
Doesn't he pop up in Ted?
he's in Ted. He plays Patrick Warburton's boyfriend in that, but he's uncredited.
He sure
Ted was on the list, and I took it off
It would've
because
been a cop-out.
because I was like, because I made sure I wrote Ted down before I really looked at it, and he's uncredited. You can come in and read. It's okay.
Steven, by the way, Steven, me and you are completely
Shalom.
on opposite sides of the spectrum.
See, that's
here.
one I haven't seen either.
I loved Buried.
I do very much want to see that. I have not seen that one. Very lesser known, I assume, of his overall filmography. And Life is also one I have not seen either that I feel like you would probably include on a list. I feel like you like Life. I know it's a Jake Gyllenhaal thing, but anyway.
I don't even recall what Life is. What is Life again?
That's the movie where he gets killed, the alien movie.
Can we clip that? Just have on loop.
The alien
is
movie.
Life?
You talk about how he has the most brutal death scene you've ever seen. You brought it up a bunch of times.
Is it called? It's not called Life.
Life? Him, Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So maybe wouldn't have made the list because, yeah. You can look it up.
Tim does not like that title.
it is called Life.
But somebody brought up Hobbs and Shaw in the chat, and I'm 90% sure he's uncredited in Hobbs and Shaw too. I don't know that it would have made the list, but I would have had it in my 10 or 11. But same thing, he's uncredited. He's uncredited in a bunch of stuff. He's one of those, like I assume we will see on Thursday with cameos and stuff like that. That he is the person that will go make cameos in a lot of movies. So there are some things that will not make the list. But somebody put Hobbs and Shaw, thinking, well, I got to put a Fast and Furious movie, right? No, because he's uncredited.
So if at number 4,
Yeah, I
movie
forgot we hadn't even done it
I
before.
know. You
If.
saw this a couple of.
I liked it.
Can't spell life without if.
That is true. If there is an I in if, it was good. I thought it was not advertised properly for the movie that it was. I think it got butts in the seats, and I think overall it did good. But you know, he is not necessarily what makes this movie good. The voice acting and the little girl and all is what makes this good. But
We actually thought Ryan Reynolds was sort of miscast in this movie.
yeah, I mean, and I do agree. And you know, this is a John Krasinski thing, and he's still very much part of the movie. But
Pick a random dad and have John Krasinski be Ryan Reynolds' character in this.
probably, yeah, I agree.
right.
But it's a good overall. It was a good movie though.
Yeah, it was a good family film, and we heard a lot of positive feedback on it. Tyler, where do you have If ranked? Where do you have If ranked on your best of the year list? Top 15?
12, 13, 14. It is sitting at number 14 out of 51.
I feel like I called that one almost perfectly.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like this one, John.
I liked The Greatest Showman. It snuck up on me.
I'm not surprised Tyler didn't like it, and I'm not surprised that Tim did like it. Same people that did La La Land music-wise came out the year after La La Land.
I like the cast, though.
It was a
Solid
sleeper
cast.
hit. Made no money week 1 and just grew and grew and grew and grew, and the soundtrack sold and sold and sold.
My only complaint with that movie, really and truly, is Rebecca Ferguson didn't sing. They cast her as an opera singer, and everybody else in that movie sang on their own. Hugh Jackman obviously can sing. Zac Efron can sing. Zendaya can sing. She didn't sing. They cast a person to play this smaller opera role that he has an affair with, and just to get a bigger name actress in there, she didn't even sing. And it's just weird to me that they literally cast everybody else could sing, and I thought it had really good music, and it's catchy music, and it still is, popular to this day. But that just rubbed me. I don't know why that rubbed me the wrong way, but it did. But I really liked the movie. The music was really good in it. I thought Hugh Jackman was very good in it. I thought Zendaya and Zac Efron were both really good in it. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Primed for another sequel?
No, only because that's taken off a true story. Now it's a very sensationalized aspect of that story. I feel like the only sequel to The Circus is the death of it. And that's way in the future, so it can't be Hugh Jackman playing that anymore. That would be like, 10 years ago when that happened, when Ringling Brothers went down, but I don't know that it'll get a sequel necessarily. But it's a good movie.
Move on to number 2 on Luntz's list.
Hugh Jackman could play like P.T. Barnum's great-grandson or something.
Man, y'all look just alike.
Somebody is going to end up having the majority of films featured on this list. The question is, which one of them will it be?
I'm assuming it'll be Hugh. But
And I totally forgot that movie is called Life, and it really frustrates me.
it's throwing you for a loop.
Yeah, I thought it was called something else, like, the void or space or I don't know, but Life, I was like, that's not called Life, and sure enough, it is. I thought Life was like an Eddie Murphy movie or something.
Oh, that's a good pick there, John. Detective Pikachu.
Oh, so we're tied up now, 2-2.
It's coming down to the wire.
This is
That's
intense.
probably my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie. Just
Is
out
it
of all of
mine?
them.
Stay tuned to number one.
I already know what number one is.
I feel like a lot of people do. For a real life Pokemon movie, which has really never really been done. I mean, I thought it did it very well. It's something that I feel like is hard to do right, and I think they did do it right. He just voiced Pikachu for the majority of it, but he does appear at the end. Basically, the spirit of his dad is in Pikachu, which is weird for a lot of reasons that I'll let you watch the movie and see. But
Not the weirdest thing in Pokemon.
it's not the weirdest thing in Pokemon. He was very good. Now, it very much was a fuzzy yellow Deadpool. I mean, the way he acts. Ryan Reynolds has one speed, and it's Ryan Reynolds. And that basically has become Deadpool. So now everything is Deadpool that he does. But overall, still good. Deadpool is very much a voice role, too, as far as like what you see on the screen for the most part, because he's completely covered up because of his deformities and everything. But I hope this is a good starting point for lots of sequels. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Detective Pikachu sequels, but some kind of live-action Pokemon continuance of some sort. That of all the things you're talking about sequels, this is by far number one, I think, for sequels.
Yeah, too much money being left on the table by not producing more content here for sure.
I mean, we did this, and my dad got the Mario question, but I do think it is the highest grossing franchise because of TV and stuff like that. It's not just gaming. Gaming gets up there, but because of all the different media that there is out there, and of course the card game and all that kind of stuff.
Although, Mario probably still is right there because it just
Mario's
grossed over
definitely
$1 billion at the box office. All right. At number 5, Real Steel. Number 4, If. Number 3, The Greatest Showman. Number 2, Detective Pikachu. These are the 5 best Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, non-comic book movies. Where are we going for number 1? I think I know the answer, and I think I'm going to be very pleased with this answer.
Not a hard choice.
Not a hard choice. Tyler's racking his brain over there. What could it be? What could it be? What could it be?
I don't know. I'm just happy Detective Pikachu made a.
Proposal.
Is it the Prestige?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Tyler.
I like Detective Pikachu more. I'm just kidding. I haven't seen the Prestige. Yeah, just by default. Thought that was just a great proof of concept for we can make live action Pokemon.
100% agree.
So Hugh Jackman wins the
Hugh
battle.
Jackman does win. The Prestige very good. Great, one of the greatest twists in movies.
I honestly thought you would have had Fall Guy instead of If on there.
You mean Free Guy?
Free Guy. What did...
Fall Guy's Ryan
Fall
Gosling.
Guy's-
Ryan Gosling.
It's not only Ryan
I was
Gosling,
like, oh crap! Did I forget?
but
Fall
it's
Guy?
a video game series as well. I don't know why I'm screwing up names so bad today.
My 5 honorable mentions were The Proposal was number 6, Free Guy was number 7, Les Mis was number 8. I very much love Les Mis in general. The movie is not as good as the plays have been, but I did like it.
Tried watching that movie twice and can't get through the first 10 minutes.
Then The Change Up with him and Jason Bateman, where they like switch. It's Jason Bateman, right? That he switches with.
I can't remember the name of anything right now.
You seen The Change Up?
No, but you're right though.
Oh, there you go. And then The Hitman's Bodyguard, I thought was actually really, really funny. With him and Samuel L. Jackson and Salma Hayek, it was actually really, really funny.
Marketing campaign went on forever for that movie, but
I never saw The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard though.
Yeah.
See the sequel to it, but I think everybody came back for it. But anyway, if I included superhero movies, Logan would probably be number 1, then The Prestige.
Then Green Lantern.
Definitely not Green Lantern. Was he in First Class for a hot second? He was
Yes,
at the bar.
he had a
Was that First
cameo
Class?
at the bar.
Yeah.
Asked him to
It
join.
may have made the list. At number 5, Days of Future Past I like too, but I don't know. I would have had to have thought hard about those to see if they made the list. But if you add superhero movies, Logan's the only one I definitely would say would be on the list.
you went to go see that movie, The Front Runner, with Hugh Jackman that you didn't like.
That was Laurel and I's second date. It was not good.
The date or the movie?
The movie. Date was very good. We saw The Green Room on our first date, which won Best Picture that year, and I really liked that. I'm all about Mahershala Ali, which is why I'm looking forward to that Blade more so than
No. Green Book.
What's that, Green
You
Light?
said Green Room.
Oh, Green Room. No,
Green Room
that's
is
the
horror
That's
movie.
in Patrick Stewart in that
Yeah.
one. That's like the horror movie.
What's
Green
going on
Mile.
in this room today?
The Green Book.
We're getting names wrong left
Hey,
and right about everything.
The Green Mile is one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. But no, Green Book. Sorry. You know, I like Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Green Day.
Viggo Mortensen's really good in that one. That was a good first date.
Green Lantern.
The Front Runner, not good at all. It was a massive.
It was supposed to be an awards vehicle for him.
Swing and a miss.
It was a big miss. All right, that's going to do it for Lunch's List. Thank you, John, for participating in that little activity because, these guys, there's not a bunch of absolute bangers for these stars. They really have relied on comic book movies to catapult their careers, and they have the ultimate team-up movie coming up in just a few days. I do want to point out, we talked about Glenn Powell earlier. He's confirmed he has a start date for Top Gun 3.
Gross.
This is the sequel to Top Gun Maverick that plans to reunite Tom Cruise and Miles Teller in the cast as well. Powell starred as Jake Hangman Sarason. I don't know the last name. In Top Gun Maverick.
Sure.
It hit theaters in May of 2022, and it grossed $1.4 billion at the worldwide box office. The movie currently ranks as the 13th highest-grossing film of all time. It is your favorite movie of all time, E.G. You've made that clear here very much.
But you hate that they're doing a
But
sequel.
you hate the fact there's a Top Gun 3 coming out. Why? This makes no sense to me.
We talked about this in the lobby. I was very opposed. Reed was not in there. My expectations will not be met. I just know it won't be. They need to hang it up. I'm sick of the sequels and the sequels and the sequels. If you do a good sequel once, don't do 50 more.
You did do this big proclamation. It was very moving in the lobby about how you love original cinema.
Yes.
And is the only thing that you care
But
about.
I don't go to original cinema, so I don't even go there.
Here's the kicker. When she goes to movies, she says she just goes for the popcorn. But she wants original cinema.
She is fighting tooth and nail for original cinema, but your favorite movie of all time is
not original
a
cinema.
sequel to Top Gun. So why, on God's green earth, E.G., and I hate to call you a hypocrite because that's not really what you are.
Y'all,
You're
you
just-
won't change my mind on this. And like,
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm trying to understand your mind. There's a
my
difference.
mind is, to me, it's a cop-out to do 50 million sequels to movies. And
This is the third.
I said this.
Okay.
This is not a blanket statement across all sequels. And so the giggles over there and whatever. Original
You yelled.
cinema-
You want original movies and only original movies.
I didn't say only originals. I did not say only originals.
Okay.
I would like to roll the tapes. I did not say only originals. I just personally, as a very light consumer of films, I get sick of seeing the same movie redone. We're on Shrek 6. That's ridiculous. We're on Kung Fu
Shrek
Panda
5.
18. Whatever. You
With a
proved my
donkey
point.
spinoff.
A donkey spinoff.
Donkey.
Whatever it is, it's just like, okay, can we think of something new?
What was the last new movie you saw that you enjoyed?
New movie that I saw that I
Like
enjoyed.
original idea.
Boys in the Boat. I guess, is that not?
It's adapted from a novel,
Historical.
but it's that's fair. It's
Okay,
it's an
Boys in the Boat.
adaptation.
Did not like Civil War. I've loved the Netflix, and y'all are gonna make fun of me. The Netflix movies of like Six Underground. That's Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Those are original. I just
So you
think
think
it's a
Netflix
cop-out.
is saving
No,
cinema?
no, there's no saving to be done. I just okay. Top Gun 3.
You know what saves cinema? Movies like Top Gun producing $1.4 billion
Yes,
in
it
box
does.
office
Now,
receipts.
what's going to suck is when everyone goes to see Top Gun 3 and it's stupid because they did so well with the second one.
Why are you writing it off as stupid when you love the franchise so much?
Because my expectations will not be met. What more can there be added? Tom Cruise gets saved. They pop up. I mean, it's incredible.
How
What's
about
gonna happen
another
next?
franchise we both love? Harry Potter. There's 8 of
No,
those.
that is completely different. There's not books. No. There's not books written for Top Gun. There were 7 books in a series, and each movie was the book.
So I only brought you this news because I thought it was going
You're
to bring
getting
you
fired
joy.
up.
I thought it was going to bring you joy, and you got angry. And I was surprised. It was the first time where I was like, let me give you a gift. And you
No.
took it and you crushed it, turned it into a pair of brass knucks, and jammed me right over the jaw with it, EG.
You guys, I've shared my views on sequels since the beginning of time. I have. Have I
Your
not?
favorite movie ever is a sequel.
And the only
It's
original
not
movie you've seen in the
blanket.
last year, you said you
Boys
didn't like.
in the Boat. No, Boys in the Boat. I saw that.
That's not an original movie, though.
I thought we said that was an original. That was
It's
a
based
that
off of
counted.
based off a true
Adaptation.
story, though.
It's an adaptation.
I need to go look and see what other original movies I've seen. But with that being said, I think that our original writers need to be better.
But Only thing I'm saying here, EG, is I think you're proving the point that people don't really see original movies. They clamor for it. It's a nice little punchline of, I don't like to watch movies because they're not original anymore.
No, that's not what I say.
I know. I'm just saying I feel like a lot of people like the idea of original movies. They don't go out and support it with their wallet.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Because in my opinion, I think too much money and time is spent on an idea that will for sure work in a sequel because you already know that people like it.
You could say, and nobody likes this argument, but you could say there's more original content being produced today than ever before.
There absolutely
100%.
is.
But no one likes that because they're like, oh, no, look at this. Twisters is #1 in the box office. That's not original. That's off of a 90s movie. And look at Deadpool and Wolverine. That's just another sequel. And look at all Inside Out 2. And look at Despicable Me 4. And look at all. And they're right. Those things are drawing tons of money.
Because it's a for sure thing. I think, too, when you look at the economy, if you're going to spend a butt ton of money to go to the movie theater, you want to be something you know you're going to like. So if you know you like Despicable Me, your kids are probably going to like it. If you know you like Shrek, what have you.
I think it's I'm going to point the mirror back at the consumer. I think it's a lot of our faults because
100%.
we don't have the attention span to be able to accept new people, new ideas, new things. We've seen the same people running for election over and over and over again. We see, all of these things in our lives just seem to be recycled brands that already exist. So to your point, EG, that can become frustrating in a marketplace that's full of them. But I just thought out of all the recycled brands that exist, the one that would get you excited is a sequel to your favorite movie of all time.
A good closing. That was a good closing.
This could be a good closing.
What more is there to close? A grandson.
All three of these characters are still alive.
No, I don't have the attachment to Glenn Powell. And I think part of it, Glenn Powell was like this star right now of, whatever or what have you. I don't care about him as a character. I don't really care about what he does next because it got wrapped up in a bow, and that's enough for me.
I'm going to ask one last question, then we're going to move on.
Yes, please.
Because we are way over time, but I'm going to ask this. Why is Top Gun Maverick your favorite movie of all time?
Because it is action. There's some comedy. It's just a good movie. There's no underlying anything, and the ending is incredible. The visuals are incredible. There's a good cliffhanger.
And we both know that no matter what Top Gun 3's quality is, you will always have Top Gun Maverick in your life. Top Gun 3 coming out does not undo that Top Gun Maverick exists.
I love the original Top Gun.
Or the original. So there's a chance, because you love the other two, that you may love this one. Will you stand corrected if you go see it and you absolutely love it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wow, that really shocked me because how?
And you will go see it?
I'm not going to give you any of that. I'll pray about it.
1,000% you're going to see
I'll
this
pray
movie.
about it, and I'll let you on an answer.
This is the first non-truthful answer you've given me.
I'll pray about it.
On the witness stand. I'm not saying in trivia where you try to cheat. Okay, let's go
draft
to
some desserts.
Let's draft some desserts. We've already seen your list. Reed, a lot of fractions here happening in the Meltdown studio, the Culver studio. But we're hoping that we can have some unity here, and I'm just glad that you, as the boss, are witnessing all of it, so you know how to discipline us afterwards.
What the hell happened here? I've never seen EG so fired up.
Yeah. Top Gun, that's what does it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So this is the way this is going to work. I'm going to pull out my random picker here, and I'm going to figure out the order. It's going to be a snake draft, and our goal is to pick the 5 best desserts that we can have as our starting 5 in our lineup. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're trying to win the public's approval. It's not just necessarily your 5 favorite. It's what you consider to be the 5 best, because you're trying to win over the public vote. And then the chat will let us know which team has the strongest showing.
Were we supposed to bring notes?
No, you don't have to bring notes. Okay, so I'm going to put 5 fingers down here, and we're going to see what the order is going to be. Picking first will be Tyler. Picking second will be EG. Picking third will be me. Picking fourth will be Reed. Picking fifth will be John.
Bad and clean up.
And then in the second round, John will get first pick. You'll get second.
Gotcha.
I'll get third, and we'll move forward with that.
Tim.
And we are going to try to assemble the best desserts possible. Chad already showing some strong opinions here. We're doing 5 rounds.
How specific do we have to get with it?
So here's what I'm going to say, okay? There may be rulings made on the fly, but let me just give you an example. So let's say Reed picks,
Steven's got a good example, like ice cream. Like, do you just say ice cream or do you say, no, vanilla, chocolate, Rocky Road, what have you?
So you have to pick a specific type of ice cream.
Okay.
But that then, unless you can make the argument that there's a whole nother type of ice cream that isn't even close, I'm going to use pies, for example, right? You can't just take apple pie and that eliminate all pies, because pecan pie and apple pie are 2 totally different
What
things.
about chocolate ice cream and Rocky Road ice cream?
Right. So chocolate ice cream would eliminate Rocky Road ice cream because there's too much overlap. If there's too much overlap,
Like coffee ice cream and chocolate ice cream.
it's gonna take it off the board.
If you eliminate Rocky Road, you got to eliminate coffee.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, move on.
And we're going to have to sort of discipline ourselves in this. But you have to be very specific with what type of thing. And then you have to make the argument for why it's in a different category if it's a similar type of texture, but it's a whole different type of experience. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's see if friendships are lost here.
Probably so. All right.
Going up to the board first will be John on behalf of Tyler, but Tyler is going to be taking that first pick. Tyler, with the first overall draft pick in the first ever Meltdown draft, what dessert are you taking off the board first?
I think I got to go apple pie.
He's going to apple pie. He's going with the American classic, apple pie. Okay. Tell me a little bit why apple pie was the clear front runner for you. Why is it the best dessert ever made?
Everybody loves it. It's flaky. It's got the sweetness to it, little tartness. It's what you want. It's why American as apple pie is a saying. Okay. It's because it's been around forever and we've perfected it, and it is just that dessert.
Look at that sales pitch. E.g., you get to pick the second overall pick of best desserts. What are you going with?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Chocolate chip cookie. That is a very strong pick. That takes a big player off the board here, chocolate chip cookie. So, it's obvious to me what I have to go with here for my first round draft pick. And that is going to be chocolate cake.
Ugh.
Chocolate cake. That is a heavy hitter, power player, off the board, and a steal, I think, in the third spot. Chocolate cake. Come on now.
I'm going chocolate ice cream.
Reed
Wow,
going
why
chocolate ice
chocolate?
cream.
Well, I was going to go coffee, but I didn't want to upset anybody.
Yeah. Coffee ice cream superior.
Yep.
You get 2, and I would like a little explanation when we get there as to why you went with what you went with. John's thinking real hard about this.
Oof.
What did he write? Because I can't see.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Okay.
I like your second one.
Oh, banana pudding. That's a big one.
Pecan pie and banana pudding. That's the most Southern thing you've ever done in the history of our working relationship is pick those 2 here.
I am very much not Southern.
So,
But I know banana pudding is big. I do not like banana pudding. I do love good pecan pie. It was second on Luntz's list of best desserts. I did that a few weeks ago, I feel like. But y'all went chocolate, so I thought I'm going to go not chocolate for my first 2 and do pecan pie and banana pudding.
all right. I think there's still some heavy hitters out there.
Did you see banana pudding is about to come back to Chick-fil-A?
Oh,
Really?
really?
I had another point for John. All right.
All right, Reed, you get to go with your first pick of the second round.
God, I'm torn. No.
No.
It goes backwards. Well, can I do wedding cake?
You absolutely
Yeah,
can.
that.
Absolutely. 2 similar textures, but totally different ball game there.
I don't know if it's just because it's a big day, but wedding cake always seems to hit home.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a third type of cake, which is a whole different experience. John, red velvet
Dang
cake,
it.
please.
Oh, dang it.
Take it off the board. That's a
Dang.
steal. I could not have waited. If I'd gone to round 3, it would have been taken off
It
the
would have
board.
been.
It
I had
absolutely
it.
would have been.
I
Gosh,
had it at
do you
my
see
number
how
2.
much they love my list? Does that tell you how much I'm winning this right now? The king is
See,
back.
I actually don't like chocolate cake very much. I would much rather take a red velvet cake.
Red velvet cake is a absolute home run in the second round.
I'm not a big red velvet.
I love red velvet. I have a question.
You
When
eat it
it
for lunch
comes
some
to
days.
the variation of wedding cake, I have a vanilla cake homemade with good vanilla and buttercream. Is that going to
That's going
overlap?
to take wedding cake's going to take that off the board.
It's
Isn't
so
red
not.
velvet like another kind of chocolate?
Yeah, it is.
Red velvet though is red like it's a whole
right, then-
different arena.
It's a different
I'm
thing.
going.
I think if red velvet and chocolate cake are the same or not the same, then Rocky Road and chocolate ice cream are not
Yeah,
the same.
but with red velvet,
Well-
you've also got just like the assumption that
From
you're
a-
using cream cheese icing, whereas with chocolate cake,
We
you
can
could
make
say
a lot of
chocolate
assumptions if you
or
want to.
From a
buttercream.
baker's perspective, the chocolate ratio of a red velvet to a chocolate cake is much different. Also, Lionel does bring a good point. Cream cheese icing is usually involved.
Red
Giggles.
velvet is a completely different category of cake, and we all know this. But vanilla cake is the same as wedding cake. I'm
I
sorry.
just think that's so wrong. All right,
the
well,
truth.
I'm going to go the same ideal, just in cupcake form. So, a nice vanilla homemade cupcake with homemade buttercream. Key is good vanilla.
See, I think
No,
How does
If
the
you
size
go-
of it
If you
It's a
change the
cupcake.
if you wouldn't let her do red velvet cupcake, you can't let her do that cupcake.
a wedding cake and a cupcake are two completely different things.
But the
Wedding
best thing
cake
on the planet is a
primarily
wedding cake cupcake from Dream Cakes.
has almond extract, which is that wedding cake flavor.
'Cause they don't exist anymore.
I think EG, if you wanted
I want
wanted vanilla cake so badly, you should have taken it first round because now
No.
we've gotten the cakes pretty much out of the way.
yeah, so I'm going cupcake.
I don't think that's going to
That's
change.
a whole
Still
other
cake.
dessert. No, but it's a whole. There are places dedicated to selling cupcakes. There are places dedicated to selling cakes.
People are questioning your draft right now.
Let them. Let them.
Okay, we got to
Shaky.
take a vote here. This is the way it's going to work. Majority rules. Okay, should cupcakes of any variety be allowed after cakes have been pretty much pummeled through to this point? Raise your hand if you believe cupcakes should be allowed.
Hold on. Cupcakes of a different variety than what the cakes are already taken.
I'm
yes.
with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm with you on that. I will take a cupcake of a different
If
variety.
it's like a pumpkin cupcake, then I would let
Ew,
that
what's
be.
gross.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So
that's-
wedding
I think
cake.
nobody's gonna pick that.
So wedding cake is just a vanilla cake.
Wedding cake is looked at traditionally as being a vanilla on vanilla cake.
Okay.
Is that you don't agree with that?
I mean, not particularly. I think wedding cake usually has a fruit puree layer to it, and also almond extract.
Hold on, I've never had a wedding cake with fruit
Really?
puree on it. Yes.
Like a thin layer
At a
of
wedding, I've
raspberry,
never
We
lemon.
know you're trying to get into the masters and stuff. Is this your highfalutin class of
No.
people? Is that what they're eating at these weddings?
Typically, you have a little lemon or raspberry, strawberry. All right.
We are going to rip each other apart doing this, and this is I don't know if that's good or bad.
All right.
I
I'm
don't
gonna,
know enough about wedding cakes to dispute it.
No, I think
never had a
if,
wedding
if
cake.
you put a wedding cake and a vanilla cake with icing next to each other, they're going to be different.
Yes,
But I think they're going to be very similar in the same base. However, I make the same argument about red velvet and chocolate, but we're not discussing that. But I would say that overall the base is a white cake that has white icing that is essentially the same. Same-ish.
Am I allowed to say brownie, or is that
Yes,
too
absolutely.
Yeah, you're
chocolate?
allowed.
Brownie is
Different.
completely allowed.
Throw in a brownie, I guess.
Here's what you got to know: if you feel passionate about a dessert, you better
I
take
feel
it.
passionate about the vanilla cupcake. How was I supposed to know that cupcake and cake would not be accepted?
It's the same experience. It's the same experience.
not.
cake and a chocolate cupcake are the same base.
Yeah.
Kind of like Top Gun 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's like if Reed was to pick donuts and I picked mini donuts, that doesn't
I don't
count.
even believe in my list now.
Like donut
so
holes.
let's just.
You came in with a list, which was your first mistake.
What? I want to be prepared.
But you're gonna be upset when
no,
you start
just
seeing things knocked
go
off.
on, move on.
Gosh. Okay.
Am
Let's
I
go
next?
ahead. Yeah, we're going to Tyler.
All right. First one, vanilla ice cream. It's different from chocolate ice cream. if we want to be more specific, the homemade vanilla ice cream.
Watch Tyler have all 5 of his choices pair nicely together, because vanilla ice cream and apple pie, I mean, that right there is a good combo.
You can't choose cheddar cheese as your option.
Ew, no. Yeah, we saw that in the chat the other day. Gosh, third choice. It also goes well with the vanilla ice cream I just picked. Peach cobbler.
That was my next one. Nobody said it yet.
I love peach cobbler.
Creme brulee. Is that allowed?
Ta-dong.
Too vanilla.
No, that's absolutely allowed. You've changed a lot in a year, E.G. You were here draft day last year for the first time. I didn't see all this attitude. You've gotten too comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Ouch.
German chocolate.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
Dark chocolate cake.
No. Cookies and cream milkshake. Cookies and cream milkshake.
I might have just had one of those. And my stomach might be hurting right now.
I love that you love my list, Reed. Your mom is accusing me of breaking the rules, by the way. I mean, what does your mom have against me? I gave her the point in that trivia contest on
Miss
God Save the
Lunsford.
Queen. If I'd known I would have been getting all this attitude, I would have taken the points away.
Miss Lunsford.
Thankfully, her husband did that for her.
Ouch.
Hey, for you to choose. Read.
Tiramisu.
Red velvet cake is its own lifestyle. I'm gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, that's right.
Looks right.
John here with another double pick.
You better pick a best dessert your mom's ever made.
Or else she'll rip you apart in the chat too. I like how John takes his time.
No, I had one, but I got taken.
Tim, why don't you, while he's deciding, why don't you break down where everybody sits, you think?
Okay, let's see. See, I think EG, even with a sour attitude, has a very strong list. Chocolate chip cookie is a number one.
She's starting to intimidate you a little bit, I think.
Intimidate me? Mm-hmm. I'm getting what's the
Getting
term?
bullied around here.
Getting bullied? It's her size.
I was about to say, all 32 pounds over.
35.
Oh, that's a
Donut.
solid pick.
What'd you go with?
Donut.
Okay.
That takes out chocolate donut. That takes out your crullers. Your
I do
cake
feel like
donuts.
you need to pick a specific type of donut, though. Like original glazed? Like glazed donut?
I was just assuming original glaze.
Yeah.
Just
So chocolate ice is up for grabs?
Chocolate ice?
Chocolate
Like a
ice
chocolate
donut
ice
is up for
donut.
grabs?
No.
Okay, just make why does it be specific?
Well, because from the get, I said, you need to pick a specific flavor of whatever
Okay.
sort of item it is that you're choosing.
okay. That's very specific, John, and I agree with you. That is the
Krispy
best.
Kreme?
That is the best. That is the best
Krispy
variety.
Kreme original
Krispy
glaze.
Kreme, yeah.
That actually will earn you
That's-
more credit. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
That's fair. That's a win.
Because just donut could be like gas station
It could be
prepackaged.
powdered
that
donut.
isn't
It could
good.
be
a
glazed
powdered
donut. You have to be specific.
You went with the.
See, if I'd just
best
gone
donut.
milkshake, could have been a million different things.
Oh.
Gosh, that's a steal.
Oh, that is.
Cheesecake is a steal. I was
Cute.
That
going
was a
there
good
next.
one, John.
I was going there next. All right, Reed.
I'm not gonna lie, I have easily this list. Read.
That's not true.
My favorite donut is a bear claw. It's totally different, right?
No.
Yes.
Is Bear Claw allowed? Isn't it a donut?
It it's not a Krispy Kreme original glaze. You maybe be specific so other people can do
I feel like EG is the one getting screwed over by this decision now. I feel like it took all donuts off the board.
No, I want cupcake.
Why'd you make me change it then?
I didn't make you change it. I
can check.
I'll say bear claw is very different. I'm allowed bear claw.
EG, what do you think?
I'm pleading the fifth.
Okay, go ahead and write bear claw.
Bear claw doesn't have a hole in it.
No.
That guy again in the chat says Bear Claw is its own thing. I have a pastry arts degree. Just saying.
Okay, good.
Donut has a hole in it. Bear claw does.
We have
That guy
an
again, let us know.
expert backing that choice up.
Okay. Let me see what I'm going to go with here. I got to think about this.
I am.
We're getting into
Oh,
crunch time.
now that we bring in that guy, a lot of wedding cakes have fruit in the layers. That's standard.
That's
Pastry arts degree.
nice.
I say that thing. That is nice.
There's a reason we call the show The Meltdown, because one is happening right now. Okay. Why are you doing the dead away? Why are you doing that?
Ooh.
Why are you doing that?
Ooh.
Okay. We're gonna find a winner here. I gotta search the bowels of my brain.
James says John's already won this. I agree.
No, he is not.
Good
Jace,
list.
Luntz just took the lead. I agree.
No. Okay. We're gonna go with. Man, this is crunch time.
I have mine. It's not gonna be popular though. It's good.
Give me a funnel cake.
Oh, that's a
Give me a
good
funnel
pick.
cake.
That's a good pick,
It's a
Tim.
damn good pick. You are correct. Funnel cake. Y'all take a look at my list. Chocolate cake, red velvet cake, cookies and cream milkshake, funnel cake. How do you beat that list?
Stop after the first one.
How do you beat that list?
See, I like all
I'm
but
gonna
the first
go debating. I've got two.
Give me a good funnel cake at a fair with some powdered sugar.
This is gonna be a reach,
Where I'm looking like Tony Montana.
but I think
after
our
puffing
audience
that thing.
will resonate. It's called crack. Saltine cracker, chocolate, caramel,
What if she gonna know it's crack cocaine? That's what I picked.
a little bit of flaky salt. Tailgate standard.
All right, Tyler. This
All
is where
right.
the pressure starts to mount.
Got two picks. I'm gonna go churro.
Ooh, look at you.
I haven't yet. I need to check that place out. Oh, what's my other pick gonna be? All right, so y'all can let me know if this doesn't, if this isn't unique enough to be its own. But pound cake, specifically
Pound
like
cake
a
is very
cream
very
cheese
unique.
pound cake.
Very
That's my
unique.
favorite.
Yeah, that's unique enough.
Alrighty. I feel like EG doesn't think so. It's so if we need to discuss, we can.
No,
I'm not
All
married
right,
to
that's
it.
fine. We'll move on. Let's
Okay.
go. Golly.
Hey, at least you got Top Gun 3 to look forward to.
Classic sugar cookie. Round it out.
That's a good pick.
I agree. I was going with that next. That's good. I said I was going with that next. She goes, Okay.
All right, Jim something. Jim.
This is going to test us.
Yeah.
This is why we should not do fantasy drafts in the office. It's too intense.
I think it needs to be live again.
Pound
It needs to be live again.
Okay. I mean, there's one that I've thought I could hold on to that I don't think anybody else is going to go with, and I think it's here for me. It's just a question of do I want to take it? Is there a better option out there? Oh man.
I'm never making my cupcakes for y'all again.
I prefer Tyler's cookies anyway.
Wow. Homemade, which no hate to the Pillsbury cookies, those are very good.
Oh, see, there's one. Here's where we're going. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the cake theme. Tres Leches cake. That's a heck of a pick.
Ew.
Tres Leches cake.
I think my last one will be coconut cream cake.
Ugh. Hate coconut.
Any of the above. They both work. Yeah.
EG just posted in the chat, so long Meltdonians. Are you retiring from the show?
Coconut cream is a vanilla cake with coconut flakes.
Right, it's
So
different. It's coconut heavy.
So why is coconut
Cinnamon
and
rolls.
almond?
John, that's a good one. That's a good pick. There's one that I debated, and it was chocolate pudding, which never made the list.
Yeah.
Almost went
Pudding.
chocolate pudding.
I was
but-
between carrot cake and cinnamon roll for my final
Carrot
one.
cake would have been good.
Okay, let's kill
Cinnamon
the music
rolls are always
here.
good.
And let's
Orange
look this
rolls.
over, okay?
My personal favorite.
It's not even close.
Hey, can you do me a favor, John? One more thing. I'm sorry. Can you go up there and put a number, like 1 next to Tyler, 2 next to EG, 3 next to my name, 4 next to Reed, and 5 next to yours? Because I think I'm going to get everybody to place their votes. I would like to read through them all, okay? I would like Tyler to read his list of your starting 5 best desserts and present your argument for why your list is the best.
All right, my starting 5, my lineup of the greatest desserts. You got apple pie, vanilla ice cream, peach cobbler. You can mix and match those almost any way. Basically, just slap some vanilla ice cream on some apple pie or peach cobbler.
And then shove a
you've-
churro in it.
And then you've elevated your dessert even more. You could probably put ice cream on a churro. Vanilla ice cream on a churro would probably be delicious. And also, come on, you guys remember the 99-cent Costco churros? Delicious.
Can't say I do.
And I honestly
Can't
don't.
either.
You don't? You've never
I think
had
they
a...
still sell churros at Costco. I think they
Do
still
they?
sell.
I don't have a Costco membership, so...
Okay. Does this whole argument rely on Costco selling the churro or not, of whether or not?
Well, that's... I haven't been to the place that Reed was talking about yet, so that's like my main point of reference for churros. And then cream cheese pound cake. Sometimes you don't want all the icing, the sprinkles, the nonsense on your cake. You just want a good tasting cake. And that's what a cream cheese pound cake delivers on.
Okay. John is trying to, instead of waiting his turn, he's trying to influence the chat.
Everybody in the
which
chat
I don't
already said
appreciate.
mine is the best.
It's not everybody.
I'm just reiterating.
It's not
it.
everybody. Jace is, very much there. Charles is there. But let us make our cases.
Nobody said anything else. but
Let's
okay.
make our cases.
Okay.
EG, I'm going to give you the floor here and give you that look. That was horrible. Are we still friends? That's the first question. Secondly, will you present your case to the chat here? Do you believe in your list?
Yeah, I do. And I'm going to tell you why. Chocolate chip cookie. Nostalgic. Cookie jar, you're thinking of a chocolate chip cookie. Can't go wrong. A brownie. Whether it's a centerpiece, an edge piece, anything in between, brownie brittle, crunchy, it's delicious. Creme brulee. That means you've had a nice fancy dinner with someone that you love, or you're staying in and you looked up a creme brulee recipe. Thank you. And you have the little blowtorch. It's an excellent evening at home. You finish it off with a nice creme brulee.
Got to
Or you're in
differentiate because you can crack the
France.
creme brulee.
Exactly. Moving on to the fourth one, crack. You're either at a good tailgate, it's fall, it's football season. I'm painting a picture for everyone in the chat to take my list. It's made with love from some lady down the street, or your mom, or your aunt, or your mom's best friend. Lastly is a sugar cookie, my personal favorite. Whether it's a Great American sugar cookie, it's the Pillsbury holiday-themed one, or you're making sugar cookies with your niece, your granddaughter. It's just a sweet time. So that's why number 2 is the best.
I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
I don't know either. I feel like we're campaigning for office,
What have you drank today?
Politics or something.
2 coffees.
All right. Let me tell you why my list is the absolute best. And I understand that a lot of people in the chat, right, they don't like winners. Okay. And that's exactly what list number 3 is. It's a winner. And I'm going to tell you why. How do you beat a chocolate cake? I mean, it is
Easily.
it is like the universally accepted dessert of choice from so many. How many memories do you have of that lovely chocolate cake that used to be made at home? It was moist, it was warm, and it was perfect. And it's why it's a top draft pick for me there to start off group number 3. Red velvet cake, I understand it gets conflated with the chocolate cake category, but red velvet cake has a following of its very own. There are some people who will not eat chocolate, they will only eat red velvet. And it is because it is so luxurious to the taste buds. It's unique. There's nothing else quite like it, including chocolate. And it is fantastic to throw some cream cheese on top of.
Unstable.
Cream cheese icing on top of. And it is great. You know the places that sell red velvet because you love it so much. You go, yeah, they got a really good red velvet cake. It's because you adore the choice at my second pick. Okay, cookies and cream milkshake. I would like to just point out there is such a lack of representation of what is the greatest cookie in America, which is the Oreo. And the cookies and cream milkshake is the thing that I'm hoping will attract all of you Oreo fanatics to my side. Oreo is a perfect blend of both the chocolate and the vanilla in a perfect package. You get that with the cookies and cream milkshake. It is in a more consumable form for when you're driving down the road, you don't want to get crumbs all over you. The cookies and cream milkshake is the answer. The funnel cake. This is an American staple at every sort of large event that you go to. You may pass the lemonade stand. You may pass the place that's serving churros or tacos or anything else, but you're not going to pass that funnel cake stand without seeing joy brought to families.
It's weird. I've passed it for 37 years of my life.
With that powdered sugar on top. It's warm out of the fryer. The people are friendly. They're serving it up to you, and it is luxurious. And tres leches cake. This is a more recent addition to my palate. And let me tell you, the moistness of a tres leches cake can't be beat. It is just perfect. It's that perfect mix of almost a dairy with a cake. And once you have a perfect tres leches cake, it's going to be hard to go back to what is a non-moist version of a cake. This is why Team 3 deserves your vote. And if you want to be a winner, much like me in everything I do, I would love to have you join forces with me and push Team 3 to the victory line here. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy all of these lovely desserts in which I've chosen.
Just like people wrecking Tim's list as he talks.
No, they're not. No, they're not. That's not true.
Red Velvet in the second round is like the Bucks taking Robert Aguayo in the second round. Tim, that milkshake is a great pick, but it's the only all-star on your list versus John's Hall of Fame lineup. Sorry. I'm just reading the chat.
No,
continue
you're
reading.
Sincerely, Miss Lunsford.
I'm only reading the chat.
You're a self-consumed. It's all about John. And John won't let anybody else have the spotlight, and it's time for list 3 to have the spotlight. All right, Reed, if John will allow it, we're going to let you make your pitch.
My first pick. It's one of probably that and the chocolate chip cookie as the first dessert of most kids. You know how many kids you see with the mustache from the chocolate ice cream?
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a winner.
Yeah. Some of them have it in their actual mustache.
It's kind of like taking Jordan third overall. I got this one at the 4th. Number 2, wedding cake. What's better than wedding cake? It's a great day.
Well, in your opinion, chocolate ice cream, because you picked it first.
I could have gone with either one. Y'all left them out there. I can't help you.
Are these rhetorical questions? Because I'm actually answering them.
You are, Acer. Somebody else help me out here. Tiramisu. That is a big-time personal favorite of mine. It's something about that texture. It doesn't feel like you're, like, just taking in so much substance. It's kind of like a light dessert for me. Bear Claw, favorite donut. Nothing better than the apple in the middle. And then last, I really didn't have a great one there. I went with coconut cream cake. So the people that were dogging it out, that's fine. And that's all I got.
Thank you so much, Reed, for having the floor. John, would you like to go ahead and present here? Do you already have like 50 XL spreadsheets that you need to provide to the people to make them have to stomach your list?
I can present my list. Number one, I'll present this. I was the last pick in the first round when everybody else destroyed all the chocolate for chocolate chip cookie, chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream. So I didn't have a chance to pick that. And somehow I still ended up with the best list. Also, I picked last overall, and cinnamon rolls was left after 24 picks before it. I mean, come on. They're forgetting real desserts. Pecan pie, banana pudding, Krispy Kreme, cheesecake, cinnamon rolls. Nobody has a more diverse list. Nobody has a better list. This is by far and away the best list. Everybody in the chat,
It's too top heavy.
says it's too top heavy because all 5 are so incredible.
No, not all 5 are incredible. 3 out of the 5 are incredible.
Nobody loves cheesecake.
3 out of the 5 are
Oh,
incredible.
I like cheesecake.
Cheesecake is one of the 3.
That was sarcastic. Okay, so nobody likes pecan pie?
I'm not saying nobody likes
Nobody
pecan
likes
pie.
banana pudding?
I'm
I like
saying pecan
pie.
pie and banana pudding. It just differs wildly based on where you get it from. It's not as consistent
You know,
as
it's
the other
need to
three
look at
options.
it.
chocolate chip cookies and brownies.
Well, chocolate chip cookies I couldn't take because y'all stole all the chocolate before I could pick, because somehow I always get screwed in these games and I had to go last. I'll just say this. Y'all need to look at it this way. If you had 5 tables at a party of 150 people and each table was y'all's picks, which one would be empty at the end of the night? It's 5. And I didn't even say that. That was that guy in the chat who...
You using other people's words, your best attribute.
Hold on. What was it? We're voting. So let's see. That guy says it's me. Nick
We're going
says
to open up the
it's
vote
me.
here
Yeah, I wanna
officially.
open it
James
up.
says it's
We're going
me.
to open up the vote here officially, okay, John?
I'm waiting for you to do it so I can destroy
I'm
them.
glad that you will finally won something in a week, and this is your chance to do that. So let's go ahead. You did win poker last night. Let's
Did
go
win
ahead.
poker last night. Let's not forget that.
You did. Let's go ahead.
I'm also
and
currently the
we're gonna.
trivia champion.
You are. That will change soon. We've got some competitors coming in tomorrow that are going to try to wreck your world.
If
And,
anybody else like you've picked, then that ain't gonna happen.
okay.
And someone Tanya Harding, John.
John.
Luckily, I sit down for my job, so you can take my legs out all you want to.
John, Way to Wellness may be working for our waistlines, but it's not working for your oversized ego.
I like how Ush changed his mind in the chat.
Yeah,
after
Ush, why you flip from me?
All I did was just be pompous about it, and he still changed his list, even over his own co-host. Yes, go to Way to Wellness, where we're not eating these desserts because we're losing weight, but there's good options out there, and you can even get options from Way to Wellness. Go to aplanforme.com, and you can get on plan with Leslie and her whole board-certified team. You see Leslie in the background right there. Look how happy I am after weighing in. Look how happy Tim is after weighing in. And... yeah, go to aplanforme.com. Learn more about our friends at Way to Wellness.
Absolutely. We appreciate Way to Wellness, who does not support this list probably, but supports our passion for having good conversation, and that is the hope of a little activity like this. I think it's caused permanent damage to relationships in our lives. I don't think me and EG will ever be the same. I don't think me and John will ever be the same. And, Reed, I think we're still good. Tyler, I still think we're good. But
nobody disagrees on food more than Tim and I.
this is going to carry some weight with it. And, if you're done carrying weight, Way to Wellness is the way to go. But
Can y'all just say I'll win and we move on? EG just voted for mine in the chat. Do a vote so I can win this. Let's go. I'll be quiet.
So here's what I would like to do. I'd like everybody to just pick a number blindly, 1 through 5. Show the list for us again up on the big board. 1 through 5. They are numbered. They also have the name associated with them, but just vote 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Blindly
Here's what I'd like, and people are just going to start sending in 5s, and I understand.
I would do an actual poll, but I can't put 5 options.
I would like for you to put them in order. Okay, that is what I would like. Put them in order from
Tim's hoping
best.
he wins the second,
No.
enough that he gets enough points.
No, I thought you liked tiered, sort of keeping up with rankings.
That's fine because
and
I'm
all
going to
that
be one
stuff.
in all of them, so keep
So
going.
just give us the order, and we're going to leave the list up there. We will do our chatting while you take a look. But if you want to rank 5 first, that's fine. Put 5 there. And just remember, that the other ones have numbers associated with them, and put them in order from your favorite to your least favorite.
Okay, votes in the room do not count.
Reed, your vote does not count.
Seriously?
Okay?
Really, third for me, Reed? Dang.
So everyone's
Thank you,
working
Reed.
on that.
I appreciate
I'm
it.
just glad Tim was last.
I don't understand why. I have a banger of a list here. I mean, you guys are, you just hate, I hate that the king wins everything. We're going to leave the list up there, Tyler. Let's leave the list up there so people can look at it. We're just going to chat a little bit.
I'm undefeated so far.
Reed, what do you think should be the future of these sort of meltdown drafts? Do you like this idea, or do you think it's going to create too much division?
No, I like the controversy in here.
There's plenty of it.
I like how fiery someone got over there.
Oh God, Jace
Thank
actually
you.
numbered them. That's confusing.
Yeah, that is
like 1,
confusing.
5, 2, 1, 3.
Seriously,
3, 4, 2.
Ush? Last place?
Wait, Ush put you in last
Yeah.
place?
I think Tyler's the clear second right now.
I'm middle of the pack.
We're going to see division in the pennant race too somehow from this, which makes no sense. Tyler, let's leave it up on the big board. I want people to be able to consume and take a look at that number 3 spot just one more time and make sure that that's not something that they want to vote for. Okay.
Ouch.
I've won 8 of 10 so far.
I'm not. Should your mom's vote count?
Okay.
I don't know
I've
if your
won 7 of
mom's
9.
vote should
Excuse
count.
me.
I'm sorry, but anyway, your mom's vote is there. But she
She
like
says she
Tyler's
hates
second-
chocolate, so
Yeah,
that
I
would
don't
just
love
leave
chocolate.
John and mine's list,
That's
which
why I
is who
went
she
with
voted for.
Red Velvet. Red Velvet's there for you.
I only
All
like
right.
chocolate, and somehow I had no chocolate on there.
So we will tally all of these up. I think number 3 is doing. I see a lot of 3s in there, so that's good.
And last.
And last,
Yeah, they're in third, fourth,
Oh,
and fifth.
it's clearly me 1, Tyler 2.
I'm
There's
third.
a lot of 3s in there because everybody's ranking them 1 through 5.
Okay. Guys, you guys are too harsh. Okay, that's going to do it for this edition of The Meltdown. Will it be our last? I don't think so. I think we'll be back tomorrow with some triple threat trivia as we have 3 brand new singles competitors looking to get into that number 1 contender spot to take on Russell, who won last week, and John Lunsford in a championship match 2 weeks from tomorrow. Or I guess I should say a week from tomorrow, 2 contests from tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun as John is looking to defend his singles world championship. And don't forget, we've got Laurel Lunsford out there. She has a number 1 contendership that she can put up at any point. We have Rockstar out there. He's got a number 1 contendership that he can put up at any point. So it should be very dramatic for sure to wind down the month of July. Lots of fireworks here to end the month when it comes to triple threat trivia. A lot of fireworks over on our title. What are y'all laughing about now? What's being said?
Jay said, surprise contender in trivia for Melton is Deep Blue the supercomputer. I wouldn't put it past you.
Okay.
Jace
I
also
gotta take
said
John down a bit.
that you were putting together a suicide squad to take out John.
Oh, John will be taken down.
And I was
one
like,
way or
weird, they'll
another.
committed suicide before, they could take me down.
Will be taken down. And that guy again, sorry Tim, Red Velvet, cookies and cream, tres leches, polarizing flavors, way more than other people's in my experience. I personally love all of those myself. Well, thank you, that guy, again, for voting me last, even though you personally love them yourself. That makes no sense. Maybe you should get a lobotomy. Okay, let's
Oh my
go
goodness.
let's go to our title sponsor. That's MyBookie.
Go to mybookie.ag, where if you had voted on our draft here, I would have been the clear favorite, and you would have made a little bit of money, but not a ton, because I would have been such a big favorite, and I have clearly won. MyBookie.ag, promo code next round. You can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. Bet in the sportsbook, bet in the casino, play that live casino. MyBookie.ag, promo code next round.
All right, that's going to do it for what may be our first and last Meltdown draft. We appreciate all of you for being so active in the chat and showing so much support for all of our competitors. John Lunsford, clearly the winner today, but that may change in the future with the topics as they change. I would like to say, John, the first thing you said when I brought this topic to the table was, oh, I'm going to lose that. That was the first thing you said.
And then I thought about it and outsmarted everybody.
It seems like you did. Congratulations.
Tyler the clear 2. Congrats, Tyler.
You get the win.
Clear number
It's a
3.
debate on who's third. We're going to leave it there. That's it for the Meltdown. Make sure you subscribe.
Don't
Hit
fight
like
over it.
for us. We appreciate it. If you like Luntz's List and Luntz's Desserts, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for us. We will see you again tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern.